Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
This is the father of the Echis pyramidum across the way, and this is normal sort of activity for us. Keeping cages tidy is a bit of a problem. When we feed them, they usually poop a few days later. And requires some scooping and moving around. Oh, there's Mr. Bug Eyes. He's wondering what's going on. We'll just remove this and tidy it up. This way, where you can scoop around the back a little bit better. As we can sift the shake and bake substrate. You can't get all the little fragments out, but it's pretty good, and it's good for spot cleaning. And certainly the Echis, being arid land snakes, it's not so messy like the damn cobras that crap over everything. Of course, these guys never like the maintenance crew coming in and cleaning up their cage because they have it messy the way they want it. There's quite a bit behind the behind the big rock over here, so I'll just move that about. Here, I'll hand you this. I'll give this a shot. And the handle on this scooper is fairly long for a reason. Definitely don't want to do the short-handled stick in these cages because we don't want Echis venom under our skin. That's probably good enough.
Yeah, there's that one piece I couldn't get before, right next to the rock back there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, just move things about, clean and tidy, and they generally won't like your intervention anyway, so you just ignore their displeasure and move on. He's probably a very unhappy camper in his hut now. They're like, what are they doing? They just had all the poop arranged properly and they undid it.
They're redecorating.
Hi, I know. I see you. You're a very shy guy, huh? You're a very shy fellow. You know, this is why I like Echis. They're very, very cool little snakes. They're very hot venom-wise, but overall they're pretty neat little snakes. Very shy creatures. prefer not to encounter humans, but humans make some really awesome habitat for them in their range. You know, people are sort of dirty, oops, I'm sorry, didn't to startle you. You know, you drop crumbs on the floor when you're eating in your tent, and that invites guests like insects and centipedes and scorpions to go after the other insects that humans attract. And then, you know, rodents come, you know, all those things, invertebrates included, scorpions and centipedes. Echis really dying quite often on those. That's a big portion of their diets in the wild. Okay, so we really should clean his water dish. I'll just pull it out and we'll do that. Now we'll do, and I don't know if he's going to do it. We'll give it a shot. If not, we'll film it again later. But Lori loves to wet down Mr. Bug Eyes' cage here. And when he realizes that there's potential flood coming, well, he's a scale sipper. He would prefer to drink off of foliage and furniture in his hut. As you can see, Lori knows this thing very well.
He's heading for higher ground because there's a biblical flood coming.
Yeah, he's going up there. Hello. Yeah, he's not interested in drinking. He's just like, oh my God, there's a flood. I need to get out of here. Hi, bud.
He does this every time.
He's very predictable in that manner. Which reminds me, we do have new Sawscales. I should feed those guys. I fed them last week. I haven't gotten to that section of the big room over there where the bins are, but I have a new female for him to visit with, and I've got another male, since males generally have a shorter life expectancy, I think. Hi, dude. Going about. Let's see if I can get him. I can find a squeeze bottle. Let me see if he would be at all interested in taking a drink directly from the squeeze bottle. Now, you know, some of my other Echis are very squeeze bottle friendly. You just have to be very careful that your fingers are not in strike range. He's got to sort of come forward. I'm not sure what he's doing back there, but he's like, oh good, the rain stopped. I can go back in my hut and not worry about flooding. I don't think his house has flood insurance, does it? Come on, dude. Give him another little spray here and nope, he's hiding in the back. I guess I won't get to offer him some water with the squeeze bottle. I can see his head. You can too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just don't go into the bushes with Sawscale vipers.
Oh, why not?
You know, you know, of course, the basic reason is you're never quite sure where the head will pop out near your fingers, but also, you know, I don't like stressing my snakes out. So I think we've seen what we've come to see. We'll put a clean water dish in with some water in case he actually does want to take a drink. There is some water left on the leaves and the walls, so I think that will suffice. So now these guys in the bins will get a feed. These are where all the death adders are residing now. It's captive born and bred, from the looks of the tail, male rough death adder from Papua New Guinea. Oh! Oh, geez! Very cool snakes. They were bred by my friend Dr. Bob, who passed away like a year after those guys were born. So it's sort of a legacy snake of his. I like to try to keep it going. There's just not a whole lot of stuff coming out of Papua New Guinea, and finding it a mate is tough. This is the sister, and I prefer not to inbreed. Hello. Okay, a little bit less dramatic than what the boy did. The funny thing is, this is, you know, Acanthopus rugosus, a rough death adder. There's a totally unrelated Acanthopus rugosus death adder in Australia. So some work is going to be done on their genetics and to find out who will the real rough death adders please stand up, because these might be reclassified, or they might be true rough death adders that went across the strait from Australia to Papua New Guinea, because, you know, the taipans that are in Papua New Guinea, even though they were given subspecies status, that has been rescinded, and although we still call them Papuan taipans, they're really Scutulatus scutulatus. Also in Australia we have eastern browns, Pseudonagia textilis, just like on the mainland of eastern Australia, but they also exist in Papua New Guinea. So it's not certain that these rough death adders are not related to the rough death adders in Northern Territory, Australia. So we'll shut this and allow Miss Death Adder to go ahead and eat. Now these are smooth death adders. This is the daughter of the gigantic form that I used to have upstairs. She passed away this year, I think it was, earlier this year. I had her since like 2007. This is one of her daughters. Oh, and we're also being dramatic today. She is a large death adder like her mother. I'll show you her father here in a minute. So this is her father, and you know he's old like the female, and he hasn't been feeding very well. So I'm very happy to see him have a meal. So he's the father of the Death Adder that you just saw, and we're going to shut this and let this go. Do his thing. Now this one is a granddaughter of his, and she does look a little milky. She may be going into shed, but I don't think that's gonna stop her. So this is a granddaughter of the male that you saw in the back. Are you doing Happy Death Adder for us, huh? Nope, we're not.
No, I think she's reacted to your reaching in to get the poop.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, not only do we have to do that, but we should pour some water in her cage. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot in the bucket here, just to bring her humidity level up and fill her water dish, which we'll do next. Continuing feeding Death Adders. This is another granddaughter of the male. Hi there, sweetie. This was the last one to do serious caudal luring. So we will try to... There we go! Oh! And another dramatic Death Adder strike. And a happy Death Adder too! Oh boy! She's really excited. Is that tasty, huh? You know, the problem is I don't have any boys I can pair these girls with, because I don't want to pair them with Dad. I really hope that I can come up with some males sometime in the next few months, so I can quarantine them and get them ready for breeding season in like January or February. So let's let her do her thing, and we'll continue to do ours. There you go, girlie.